Brewing Network.
Today on the road to GABF, I'm in San Luis Obispo, California, at a newer brewery, Liquid Gravity. They opened just in January. But my friend, the brewmaster and founder, Brenden Gough, is not new to the brewing scene. He's won a bunch of awards at other places. And anyway, he invited me down here to brew a double IPA. So a little out of my wheelhouse, but I've been excited about hops again lately. So I'm stoked to be able to do this. So here we go, Brew Day at Liquid Gravity. I'm here with Brenden Gough from Liquid Gravity Brewing Company. He's the founder and brewmaster here, friend of mine. You just started Liquid Gravity, I guess you opened in January of this year, right? Great timing.
Just great timing for a new business, yeah. Yeah, the ideal time to open a new business, right before a pandemic.
Maybe we'll dive into that later, but I wanted to get straight to this because Brenden invited me to brew a beer, which is super exciting for me on this trip that I'm doing. I'm really only doing this one time here at Liquid Gravity in San Luis Obispo. So interestingly, those of you who listen to the Brewing Network or who have watched some of these videos, you might know that I'm kind of always just a pale ale and a lager guy. But something's happened during the pandemic that's like got me trying different beers, and turns out I like beer again.
Yeah, I feel like the same thing is happening with me actually. Yeah, I was on Pilsner Row, and I was just like Pilsners. I'd been so hopped out, and like something about, I don't know, maybe stopping going to beer bars all the time, kind of like actually put me back in front of some of these really wonderful West Coast hoppy beers, double IPAs and IPAs. And I've always made them, but drinking a lot more of them now too as well. So.
Right. And so Brenden gave me a couple choices, and in that choice list was a double IPA. And I immediately thought, yes. Now, I'm fairly certain, even without diving my nose into them, that Mosaic and Strata are going to be in this beer, but we
likely that's happening,
right? Like, I mean, your Mosaic is so bright.
Yeah, it's really green. It's got this kind of evergreen character.
Yeah,
kind of tangerine rind.
Yeah, it does. Good. Yeah, great citrus coming out of there. So, I mean, that's a done deal, right?
Yeah, that one's good.
There's not even much to talk about with Mosaic.
I poured it for the sake of the presentation.
Yeah,
but that one's going in. And when you are picking these hops to blend together and to use together, you really want to look for things that are going to be complementary.
Sure.
We don't want the beer to get too muddled. You do want the flavors to be complex and there's to be a variety of different things going on, but not so much that you can't really identify it.
See, and that I think is part of why I've come back to IPAs and double IPAs, is that the ones that I've really been enjoying lately, I'll go look up what they've done, and almost unanimously, they've had 2, maybe 3 hop varieties in there. And not 4, not 5, not 7, like when I sort of started to go away from IPAs. So I think that is adding to my enjoyment, is that less muddled character.
We haven't tried Strata yet.
Right.
And I'm telling you right now that I do love El Dorado.
Yeah.
But it's no Strata.
Okay. So let's go Strata then.
Yeah, this right now is probably my favorite, certainly new hop on the market. People describe the character that comes from this beer as like kind of strawberry, but it comes with some like tropical fruit and dank. And that's like it's a character that doesn't come out of any other hop.
It is dank, and I've been liking dank a lot lately. Dank and diesel.
Yeah.
And this is the stickiest one that I've pulled apart here.
It's good. Yeah. It kind of turns to like hop hash in your hands. That's a no-brainer to me.
Exactly. I was going to say, in fact,
might even go.
Yeah. If we had to stick with 2, it'd be hard to choose to get rid of Mosaic or Idaho 7, because I wouldn't get rid of the Strata. So do we think we could nail it with 3?
I think we can. Yeah, I think if we save that Strata for the dry hop.
Okay, so no kettle?
Yeah. We'll build that kind of that base flavor profile of those two hops that I think are very complementary to each other. We'll get that nice tangerine, really bright citrus character with these two in the Whirlpool.
Yeah.
And then we'll back that up in the dry hop with both of these, and then throw in, you know, the big bag strata along with them, all of the dry hop.
Okay. I'm in. I'm
Done.
excited. I think that's going to be so good. Yeah.
Socially distanced air five.
Yeah, that's what it is. All
right.
right, let's go brew beer. And so what's our grain bill today for this?
Our grain bill is pretty simple. We're doing a double IPA.
Yeah.
And so, you know, personally, the higher I look at specialty malt sort of as having an inverse relationship to the amount of alcohol I'm going to use in a hoppy beer. So something really high alcohol, you know, you get over 8 or 9%. We'll put almost no specialty malt in it.
Okay.
So it'll be just 2-row. We typically use some dextrose to help dry it out, and a little bit of acid malt kind of just for pH correction. This beer we're doing is it's 9%, pretty big double IPA.
Okay, so I really liked the hops that we selected, and I know I said that even some of them, like the El Dorado, that I wasn't sure we should put it in, but because I can't really ever leave well enough alone, and the Strata smelled so good, Brendan's off doing something else, so I'm gonna put more hops in before we put the other hops in. I can't help myself. Yeah, more Mosaic. I don't think Brendan's gonna be mad about more Mosaic. El Dorado, if it doesn't taste good, I'll just tell him I didn't do it. If it comes out great, I'll be like, yeah, bro, I put some El Dorado in there. And then more Strata, yeah. Can't go wrong. Sorry, Brendan. I think it's gonna be fine. Okay, so little known fact, or maybe a well-known fact, on a brew day, there's not a lot to film.
No, a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah, so we captured some hops, but what I wanted to talk about is we're about to dump our final Whirlpool hops in.
Yep.
Which is what? Like, what does this mean? Because I'm a little old school. I'm used to like putting in hops all through.
Yeah, no, we don't do that here.
Okay, so what's about to just happen?
So almost 90% of the hops go in on the hoppy beers that we make in the Whirlpool.
Yeah.
So that means we go through the boil. We actually turn the flame or the steam off.
Which is right now. The flame's off right now.
So we just killed it. In fact, right now, 5:45, I actually have to go start the Whirlpool.
Okay.
We're going to spin it for 5 minutes, and the hops will go in right afterwards. So I'm actually going to go do that right now.
Yeah.
So what happens is we're going to spin this Whirlpool around, this big bucket of hops.
Yeah.
Now, you've seen the small amount of hops that we were adding earlier.
Yeah.
So this is where, like I said, about 90% of the quantity of hops for this beer is going to go in.
Just in the Whirlpool, so we can just get all that aroma and flavor at the end.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you got to think, if you're boiling anything, whether it be stew, spices, hops, anything, the longer you boil it, the more aggressively you heat it, you're going to volatilize a lot of those more aromatic compounds.
Yeah.
And so by turning the flame off and actually giving it a minute to rest, throwing those hops in and then spinning them around, just let it steep hot, is going to retain a lot more of that flavor and aroma.
It smells good already. It's like someone put extra hops in there.
What? Who would do that?
I don't know. It smells good though.
That's it.
Beauty.
That's all she wrote.
It's gonna be good. All right, so we finished up our brew day at Liquid Gravity. Okay, to be fair, you're gonna finish up our brew day.
Well, to be fair, Bo's gonna finish up our brew day.
Thank you, Bo. I'm excited to taste this double IPA in a couple weeks. Maybe on my way back, we'll get to try it out. So I want to thank you to Celeste and Brendan for having me here. It's always a good time. Yeah. And are those for me?
These are for you, brother.
Do I get to take beer with me?
These are all for you.
Can you see how excited I am? Oh my goodness. All right, you two. Good luck during all of this nonsense. Also, good luck at GABF.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for you there in a couple weeks.
Hell yeah. Thank you. All right, brother.
Follow along. We got more breweries to come. Hit your boob.
It's nice, right?